QueenNanny of the Maroons is from Jamaica, not Ghana. While many sources, like videos, books, and articles, will claim that she's from Ghana, this is misinformation. Anyone saying she's from Ghana needs to watch this video. There are many origin stories about QueenNanny, and many of them involve her coming from Africa. So in this video, I will explain why she is actually from Jamaica and debunk all the other stories about her coming from Ghana, even those told by other Maroons. So please share this video with other creators talking that nonsense about her so we can get the story straight. Welcome back to the Maroon channel, the only place for true Maroon history content by the Maroons. I'm your host, Iron Lion Rowe. Let's get into it. As tradition goes, QueenNanny had 5 brothers who fought alongside her during the Maroon Wars. Not a lot is written about QueenNanny, but her older brother Cudjoe is better documented. According to Cudjoe of the Maroons, he was the son of a prince named Nakwan from Ghana, who came to Jamaica with the Spaniards in 1640. This quote can be found in the book Cudjoe of Jamaica by Milton McFarland, a Maroon himself. She could not be born in Ghana because her father was in Jamaica since 1640 during the Spanish period. Keep that in mind. This is why she knew the terrain so well, which was key to winning the war. Also, Nanny is actually hundreds of years older than QueenNanny, and Cudjoe was born there. He would not allow outsiders to rule his hometown when he was the one who put his brothers in charge of all the other towns. Now, there are some who say that QueenNanny and King Cudjoe were not actually brothers and sisters. That's a position held by people outside of Nanny and Cudjoe's family. According to their actual descendants, the children of Cudjoe, Nanny, Akompo, and even Johnny took the last name Rowe to show that they were related by blood. The beloved Bev Carey, a Maroon herself, who once believed that Nanny and Cudjoe were not related and it was just a title, she has since changed her stance, stating that Cudjoe and Nanny were so close that the first hut built in New Nannytown was built by an old man Cudjoe. Ghana. Now, I know some of you will say, what about the Maroon oral stories that say she comes from Ghana? There are a few origin stories for QueenNanny. All of them say that she came from Ghana to Jamaica. But if you examine these stories, you will see they are all folk tales, Maroon bedtime stories, in which Nanny is the main character meant to teach a lesson. In every telling of her origin story, and there are a few of them, there's an element of fiction that give it away. Let's go over all the QueenNanny origin stories. Story 1. Enslaved child with sister. One of the most famous stories about her origin is that she was captured as a child with her sister Sekesu, but she jumped off the slave ship and swam ashore to Jamaica and joined the Windward Maroons. Sekesu didn't want to fight back and became enslaved. QueenNanny then becomes the mother of all Maroons, and her sister becomes the mother of all Jamaicans. So this cannot be a factual origin story because of a few reasons. A, she was never a slave. That's a QueenNanny fact 101. She was never enslaved. B, her sister is not literally the mother of all the enslaved class in Jamaica. C, QueenNanny is not literally the mother of all Maroons. D, Sekesu was not a slave. Sekesu actually lived in the mountains with QueenNanny and grew up with her, but may have passed away when she was young due to illness. E, this origin story says nothing about her older brothers. This is simply a Maroon narrative meant to teach Maroons that they are related to the enslaved population, despite being born free. But the difference is that one fought back and the other didn't, as Sekesu famously did not fight in the war. Story 2. She came as a free woman of royal blood. In another story, She came as a free woman of royal blood, who may have even had her own slaves. So this one is a lie, and whoever wrote this need them backside clap. I personally dislike this one because goofy Pan-Africans like to use this to accuse her of being a slave seller herself and discredit what she actually did in her life. So, reasons why this can't be correct. A, if she came as a queen, we would be able to find what kingdom she came from and when she ruled. Newsflash, we still haven't found it. B, she didn't own slaves. She fought a war freeing the enslaved. She didn't even own prisoners of war. She killed them. It's not in keeping with who we know Nanny to be. C, if she came as a dignitary with her own slaves, it would be in the British records. Her name, date of arrival, reason for coming to Jamaica, and even her ship would be in those records, especially where that ship docked. D, this again makes no mention of her brothers or reason for coming to Jamaica in the first place. E, if she came as an adult, how did she know the land so well over the British who had been ruling it for years? Story 3. QueenNanny flew to Jamaica to help fight the war. Some stories say she was an adult when she came to Jamaica, and she came specifically to help her family fight the war against the Spaniards. And she literally flew from Africa like a Dragon Ball Z character. But upon arriving, Sekesu refused to fight, and she said she would rather be a slave than kill someone. She then becomes mother of all the enslaved Jamaicans, while Nanny again becomes mother of all the Maroons. This again is a folktale that illustrates that Nanny was a godsend to the end of the Maroon War, which actually began with Naquan and the Spaniards who captured him from Africa. She was sent, so to speak, by the ancestors and spirits in Ghana to come fight this war on behalf of her family. So reasons why this can't be correct. A, she's not older than Cudjoe, and Cudjoe was born at the end of the Spanish period. B, her sister is not literal mother of enslaved Jamaica. C, she is not the literal mother of all Maroons. D, it doesn't make sense chronologically. Story number 4. Enslaved with 5 brothers all escaped together. This story is very popular, and this is the one I was told when I was a kid in Jamaica. It says she was enslaved with her 5 brothers and brought to eastern Jamaica. She and her 5 brothers, Cudjoe, Akompong, Johnny, Kofi, and Kwao, decided to flee the oppressive conditions of the sugarcane plantation to join the autonomous African communities of Maroons which had developed in the mountains. So let's go over a few facts. Cudjoe and his brothers and father led the Sutton Rebellion in 1690, which is documented in central Jamaica and not east. By this time, QueenNanny would have been around 4 years old. So that story doesn't really match up. B, they were never slaves. This is Maroon oral history fact. Cudjoe was never a slave, neither was Akompong, neither was Johnny, Kofi, Kwao, Kwashi, or anyone else. C, Cudjoe says they were born free in the Blue Mountains, and he gave this account after the Sutton Rebellion. D, we know the name of the plantation that her husband escaped from, and he's not as famous as the other Maroons, nor as her. So how come we know more about his plantation and not hers? Conclusion. A Jamaica Nanny Bond. QueenNanny was born free in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. All the other stories of her arrival are Maroon folktales meant to teach young Maroons morals and lessons which outsiders have heard and ran with as history to make a quick buck. But you just heard the true history from one of her family. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, because it's crazy that misinformation gets millions of views, but the truth, just a few. Y'all can help change that. Smash my like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Till next time.